truth still remains. The reason why we should run it down is because ab initio, from the beginning of this entity called Nigeria, the Fulanis are seen as invaders in the north. They brought a kind of religion, and it's also there abundantly spread in the media and even in our history books.
Hello, my great and wonderful people. We welcome you once again to our today's episode of this program. And today we get some videos and messages for our table. We're going to be so one quickly the review to you concerning the things when we say if they happen right now for inside this country, Nigeria. Just as you rightly see that video from the introduction of this broadcast, when it be say some indigenes of the Southwest, they come outside to let the whole world know. Say the Southwest don't ready, and not be say they don't ready, they don't give quick notice to the Fulani people to exit their own territory. Although this will not be the first time when it be say we dey hear this matter before now. I believe by now this one not the most serious one. Although I would leave you to hear their own reason for this very action, for this very time. And before we leave you to watch that video, we get this other message when we say we review to you first. When it be say we receive from Senator Ndume. And this one it does say, despite the 42 billion naira when it be say they spend to renovate the House of Senate chamber, it still be like saying a conference room. This one a message when we say we receive from Senator Ndume when it be part of the Senate chamber. Yes, 42 billion naira. Now, if they renovate the place, not be see they build a new. No, they not build a new. Now, in cry come outside and say it still be like ordinary conference room. Why it not would be like conference room when it be say una share the money for una pockets? Why it not would be like conference room when it be say yes, not be waiting una budget the money put, not be in una the use and they do? Why it not will be like conference room? Before we know what they happen now, next year now, una will still make another budget for the same room again and for the same place. Una they continue to the share them. But this one I'm money going to be say with the borrow. Now what did they make and they paint us now be this very one? I will say now the money going to be say una even they get idea to generate by una self for inside this country upon all the abundance when it be say we get, we for not get problem. No, we for not get problem. We will not say now wetin una dey use una own brain dey generate for inside the country, although say not be una own, na the resources of the land na una dey thief like this. If for not they pay us, not be say una they put us and our children in debt in the nearest future, even when be say una don't pass on to the land of no return. We and our children and children yet unborn will they suffer the consequences of all these things. Una not dey take am. Una not the reasoner. I not believe say una the reasoner. All right, now so talk on this. We not get time to read this kind of message because the reason why we carry and come now one of them now in use and cry come outside because it be part and parcel of this House of Senate chamber, which is Senator Ndume. All right, we'll leave you to share your own opinion with us on the comment section concerning that very one, even as we leave you to watch this other video where it be say this indigene of the Southwest take cry come outside say enough don't they enough. Say the Fulani they know if you cohabit with them again. They know say they don't they give the quick notice to leave their own territory ever since. But this very time, enough don't they enough. Watch this video, we'll come back for more.
The truth still remains. The reason why we should run it down is because ab initio, from the beginning of this entity called Nigeria, the Fulanis are seen as invaders in the north. They brought a kind of religion, and it's also there abundantly spread in the media and even in our history books. And when Fulanis actually came to the part of the north and what they actually did in that part of the north. So it is a continuation, of the Fulanization of course, West Africa, so to say, and they are predominantly now in the northern part of the country with an agenda, to take over power, to rule them, to suppress them, and of course, subsequently, we have seen the continuous rise of Fulani in politics and of course in the military. We are not going to take exemption from what the British actually laid down as foundation to Nigeria's independence. But that is not what we're standing. The reality has come on ground now. Because let me also give you reference that at when Nigerian consciousness, especially those from the north who cannot separate politics from religion, who now understand that what they were into, was just a matter of religion and not a matter of reality. Now the reality has come over 219 years of Fulani existence in northern part of the country. They have killed over 30 million Hausas and raped a lot of people and destroyed the economy of that region. Took over their traditional leadership, took over their culture, took over governance, took over military inheritance that was supposed to be strictly for the indigenous people of the north. I'm talking about the Hausas. But we are not going to say that it just started now. This is something that has been there for 219 years. When a man called Othman Dafodio came and introduced a kind of religion, powered by the military at that time. But we have seen subsequently, as things continue to move towards that direction, we have seen the continuous Fulanization agenda down to the three geopolitical zones of the country. But the resistance continues to come even to date. They have been killing in the west, they have been killing in the east, they have been mass killing in the middle belt, and of course in the entire northern part of the country. But fortunately, for the revelation that came, and people begin to look at the consciousness, of what is happening in the north. That is not just about religion. It's not about politics, but about conquest. And that conquest, has been zeroed down to the activities of Boko Haram, Fulani herdsmen, Métis Allah, all of them, in different sects, came up, ganged up, and are pursuing the conquest agenda at the end of the day. They finally, inhabit and claim, that they are the indigenous people of northern part of Nigeria. But recently, somebody came up and declared himself a liberator, to that effect, and begin to pass messages to Hausas for that consciousness to come to them. Of course, we will not take that away from them. We are making reference to also the revelation from the IPOB leader, talking about Mazin Lam Kano, who also make sure that his own broadcast was being transmitted in Hausa language in the north, and over the years, the thing has continued to build momentum, and that is what we are seeing today. That Alumbe, Jaitom, if I can remember the name of those people who came up as a group and has declared that time is up for Fulanis in the north.
But why did the Hausans have to wait till date? Because if you've seen, most of the northern states have been captured by the Fulani oligarchy, and then we've seen that now the major dominant in the north are Fulani. So why did they have to wait till this time before they serve this, before the Hausa have to send the Fulani a quick notice? Don't you think there is no remedy for now?
No, the problem is that if you look at Khartoum Jitami, where he was addressing the world, as at that time, this a core Hausa indigene, he told the world, he enumerated, he explained, he highlighted, how the people were being massacred under the disguise of, trying to establish one ideology, or the other. Over the years, gradually, and maybe a lot of people out of being unconscious, they see it as, this people has been part of us. We need to understand the direction where they're going, and it took quite a number of centuries, 2 centuries plus, before that consciousness come. But let me tell you one thing, through sin, sin came into the world, and through one man, of course, salvation came. And the salvation, what we are experiencing, both in the north, in the west, and the entire eastern part of the country, is as a result of the messages that came out from a man known and called Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is also languishing in DSS custody for saying Putin, telling the whole world what is actually going on. How the Sahel of Africa, of African states are mobilizing, are building up arms and are moving military, to make sure that Fulani has Nigeria as Fulanized colony. This thing has been happening over the years. But this woman now, this very person now came up and said, no, now that we have come to the consciousness of what is happening in the north, and that's Kai Kim Alugbe, who came out openly and addressed a press conference in that regard. And of course, not only that, he wrote to the federal government. I think he did a similar letter, while Buhari was still in power. But this one, he was more vocal, and a letter has been sent to the federal government under Tinubu declaring that we, the Hausas, can no longer accommodate the relationship or be relational or whatever form, of Fulanis in their land, that we are the indigenous people of owners of the land in the north, and the Fulani is no longer tolerated. And of course, it definitely is going to see how that is going to work out, because of course there's going to be a kind of tribal war between the Hausas in the land and of course the Fulani, who are skilled, at the measure of Fulani anywhere, what comes into your mind is killing. Killers.
All right, my great and wonderful people. I believe say una don't hear everything about una self. This very quick notice one basically they talk about now not be only the western part of the country, which is the Yorubas, both the Hausas, the indigenes of the north, now instead they serve this quick notice as well as the southwesterners. Now, the question when be say you will hear these people ask just now not pass be say why it be say they will wait to this very extent when it be say the Fulanis don't already get a lot of ground. If you go to the Nigerian military now, na so Fulani. If you go to the police, na so Fulani. To even the politics, na Fulanis, na they hold the higher hierarchy for there. So how it would think say it would be possible or they easy for this war to come? It not go dey easy. It not go dey easy at all, because these people don't hold ground for inside this country. But for the fact say it not go dey easy, me say it not dey possible. No, it dey possible. But the truth of the matter be say each and every one of us will need to put our hand on the deck to let these people know say no matter how high they go, they still be illegal occupants of the place where it be say they dey so. All right, we'll keep our eyes open and our finger crossed. They watch how it be say all these things will take pan out at the end of all this matter. Now, I will leave you to share your own opinion with us on the comment section. Before we draw the line of this broadcast here, we want quickly use this media to appreciate you for your time when you be to stay with us up to this very moment. God Almighty will bless you. And equally, the way when you be to help or to share this broadcast, your likes, your comments, all of them, we appreciate them. I beg not forget to help us share this very one so that we reach our brothers and sisters all around the world, because we believe one thing say information, now power. And as we do so, God Almighty will bless you. We'd like to draw the conclusion of this program here. We'll see you again when we see you. Remember, we love you all. Bye-bye.